Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I want to discuss about the recent experience that I had in the arcade club Bury in Manchester. I went there to celebrate my birthday, so we booked like 2 days, Friday and Saturday, full of arcades, fun. Because I want to do something cool. I love the 90s, I love the arcades, I love video games. Like I grew up on that stuff. So it really felt appropriate. Plus, on their website, they market themselves as the biggest arcade joint in Europe. And I guess it is, because it's like 4 huge floors full of arcade video game machines. They also have PC gaming. They have like huge couches with huge TV screens, for console gaming. They have like Nintendo Switch and stuff like that. And they also have a VR room, which you need to like book in advance, on their app or something like that. Unfortunately, I didn't experience it, but I mean, there was so many games to play, and plus I really went there for the arcades, so whatever. They also have bars. And like a restaurant thingy, they serve like pizza, burgers, hot dogs, like fun food, which is really cool because, if you are to spend there like the whole day or like half day, at some point you're gonna get hungry, so it's really convenient, instead of going outside and getting in again, and all that hustle. So it was really convenient. And the bar, you can have some drinks, whatever you want. And they also have like a small kind of more private room that you can reserve for birthdays and stuff like that. So if you open their website, they really advise you to book your entry in advance, just to make sure you get in case it's like really busy or whatever. But to be honest, we've been there like for 2 days. So Friday it was no kids, it was only adults, because no kids are allowed on Fridays, like special nights. It's different vibe, and on Saturday it was like packed, packed with kids and parents. It was crazy busy. But I bet like that if we hadn't booked tickets in advance, they would still let us in. I mean, because like, what are they going to say? Like, we don't want your money, or like, you're right, dude. The tickets are not that expensive. I mean, it's a normal price, I would say, something like £16 per person. And the thing is, like, so you pay your entry, and all the arcade games, everything is like for like unlimited. You don't have to put coins, to play the games. Instead, you just press the start button and continue, playing your game, which is really cool, because arcades are designed, to drain you of your money. Because like if it was with coins, we would have spent probably like, I don't know, £500 each easily. It would be, and nobody would be going in that place or any place like that. So I really like this kind of new system, I guess, if you compare it to the 90s and 80s. Because like when I was going to the arcades in the 90s, you only have like that many coins, you can't play that many games. You go there and then most of the time you just watch your friends playing, or you just chill, watch somebody else playing, some strangers. But here you can actually play, unlimited, as much as you want. You can and you can finish, all these games that you wanted to finish, when you were a kid. So like on Friday, once we got in, we instantly, started like cruising, every floor to see what's there, But we were also like, I was looking for a very specific game I forgot to mention.
This is it. This is it.
So this place has MK4, which is quite rare, to find in the arcades nowadays. Like especially in England, because like they avoid having like very gory stuff, here. But I saw on their website, you know, that they had like MK1, MK2, MK Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, and Mortal Kombat 4. And I remember this game, you know, when it first came out. I remember playing it, you know. I still have it on PS1, you know, and it's one of my favorite Mortal Kombat games ever. I literally like grew up on it, you know. I'm really good at it, by the way, as long as I have a PlayStation controller, because like the arcades is a completely different story, you know, like the layout, the buttons, and it's really awkward to play, you know. It was very difficult to execute like all these combos and stuff. Plus, you know, the joystick is not as accurate, you know, as the controller buttons, you know. So it was quite tough to play, but I still managed to beat it, you know, and it was like a surreal experience.
I'm gonna stop.
It felt like I completed like a very important quest, you know, from my childhood, you know, which was to beat Mortal Kombat 4 in the arcades. It was like I had a moment there, you know. But not to mention, you know, when I saw the actual MK4 arcade machine, you know, I had goosebumps, you know, like I had to touch it, you know, like to feel it, you know, if it's real. It was amazing, you know. And you know, they have like this all the games in like MK1, 2, 3, and 4. They have them like together, grouped together, you know, like they have like these banners and Mortal Kombat banners, you know. It's like a Mortal Kombat corner, you know. Really cool, really cool. So after I finished playing MK4, we started like, you know, again cruising the area, you know, trying to see what else is there. You know, they have a lot of fighting games like Street Fighter, King of Fighters. By the way, believe it or not, like even though I'm like heavily into fighting games, I never really played King of Fighters, you know. And I mean, I've heard about this series. First time I've heard about this series was like a couple of years ago, to be honest. And I've only seen some videos, you know, on YouTube, and that was it. You know, I've never really played it. But this time, you know, they had like King of Fighters 98, and we started playing it, you know, and I'm like, that's cool, you know, like I like it, you know, like I liked this system, the gameplay system, you know, where you have to choose like 3 characters instead of like the traditional one-on-one fighting style. So that was quite interesting. Plus, you know, I liked some of the characters, you know, I liked instantly, you know, Goro Daimon, you know, because I like this traditional karate, you know, uniform style, you know, like one of my favorite fighting game characters are like Ryu from Street Fighter, Paul Phoenix, you know, Kazuya, all of these guys, you know. So I was kind of instantly drawn to that character. They also have King of Fighters 13, which I managed to finish even, you know, and I really like the graphics. It's like the animation is amazing, you know. And when I came home, you know, after that, I instantly downloaded King of Fighters 14 and King of Fighters 2002, you know, and I'm right now, these are the games that I'm playing, you know, these days. They have Soul Calibur, the first one, of course. They have Tekken 7, Tekken Tag, you know, the first one of my favorite Tekken games ever. One thing though, you know, on their website, they say that they have Tekken 3, but we couldn't find it anywhere. Like, we literally checked every machine, you know, but we couldn't find it. Maybe it was under maintenance or something. But I really wanted to play that too, because that's another game from my childhood. You know, that Tekken 3 was the first 3D game that I've ever played, you know. And I remember like it was so real, you know, experiencing it, you know. Like I remember I was playing it with my cousins, friends, you know, like almost every day after school, you know, we were going to this arcade place, you know, playing fighting games mostly, and a lot of Taken 3. I have it like on PS1. We used to gather, you know, like my cousins, my friends, like, you know, 10 people in our small living room, you know, all of us playing Taken 3. But unfortunately, they didn't have it, which is fine. I mean, they still had, you know, I still played Taken Tag, you know, I managed to finish it. And I think it was set on the easiest mode, because I remember playing Taken Tag in 4 quarters here in London, and it was a lot more difficult to finish it, you know. So yeah, what else they have? Well, Street Fighter, you know, they have a lot of retro fighting games. By the way, like they have this, I couldn't believe my eyes. They have that fighting game that Jean-Claude Van Damme was playing in Bloodsport. I don't know if you remember that scene, you know, because I thought that game was like fictional just for the movie, but turns out it's an actual game. It's called Karate Champ, you know, and I actually played it. You know, it was fun. You know, I mean, the game itself is like really outdated. You know, it's kind of like the first Street Fighter game, which I have on the 30th anniversary version for PS4. And by the way, like compared to the first Street Fighter game, this game is a lot more responsive. Because like the first Street Fighter game, it's like complete waste of time. Like it's so unresponsive. Like the controls are so stiff, so bad. That game like is really bad, really bad. You know, I didn't like it at all. But yeah, they have like beat 'em ups like Double Dragon, you know, Turtles. So on Saturday, like the first game we played was Turtles in Time. And the funny thing is, like, you know, it's only like 2 buttons per character, and the joystick, of course, you know, and you can actually play like 2 turtles at the same time. And the fact that you don't have to waste your coins and you just need to restart, you know, makes it a lot easier, like to have 4 turtles, you know, played by just 2 people. So it was really fun. We managed to beat it. You know, we beat, you know, the Shredder, and you know that game is quite short, I would say. I mean, it's not as long as I expected. I mean, we finished it in like half an hour or something, you know. But yeah, it was really fun, you know. Then, you know, there were other games, you know, we were playing. They have a lot of like racing games. They have Sega's Daytona, you know, we played. Crazy Taxi, another favorite of mine, you know, like from back in the days, you know. They also have, I like this, you know, the Japanese games, you know, like music games, where you listen to the track, you know, and you have to like press buttons, you know, to the rhythm, you know, of the song. Those are really crazy games. You know, I love them. But the problem is, you know, that floor with those games, it had like the general music was too loud, you know, so I couldn't really hear the music from the arcade machines, you know, and it was really tough playing those games. And you know, when you can't really hear the song, I mean, it's really difficult, you know, to win, to beat it, you know. And I was constantly scoring low. But yeah, I mean, that was like a downside. But you know, like they have these regulars, like regular customers, you know, some nerds, you know, they're coming like twice a week, and they play these games, and they're so good at them, you know. Like there was one guy, he put like one of these games like on the hardest difficulty, and he was like so good, like I don't know, he has like superhuman reflexes. I thought only Japanese people, you know, would be so good, you know, in games like that. But turns out, you know, Manchester also has some characters. They also have like a, you know, like a room with a lot of Neo-Geo video games, like Shock Troopers and other stuff. You know, this is where I played King of Fighters 2. Um, yeah, and it was like a lot of like Neo-Geo games, like beat 'em ups, shoot 'em ups, you know, and all of that stuff, you know. By the way, like on Saturday, like I said, there was like a lot of kids, a lot of parents, you know, and it was fun, you know, to watch some of the stuff going on. Like, so I went again like to the Mortal Kombat corner, and there was like this mom, you know, she was playing Mortal Kombat with her kids. They were playing Ultimate MK3, and then, you know, she left them and she started playing by herself like Mortal Kombat 2, you know. And I was like next to her, you know, playing MK1, and I'm like, you know, like that's parenting, you know, done right, you know, like. But yeah, it was like fun to watch, you know. And then there was like some guys, you know, they were playing MK4, and I was like, you know, playing MK1, but at the same time I was like trying to see what they're doing, you know. And they were playing like 2-player mode, and both of them like sucked really. And I was like, you know, in my head, you know, with Quan Chi's voice, like, immortals, you know. But yeah, like, you know, if you want to celebrate something, some special occasion or something like that, you know, or if you just, you know, you like video games in the arcades, it's definitely worth visiting. I had an amazing time. I had a blast in that place, you know, and I wish I could go there again, you know, sometime, because like I said, it was phenomenal. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I gave you some intel, you know, about that place. It's really worth checking it out. It's not like advertisement or anything like that. It's just, you know, I like going to the arcades, you know. I might do some reviews of some of the arcade joints here in London as well. We have Four Quarters, Heart of Gaming, you know, and a couple of other places I want to visit. So yeah, thanks for watching, and see you next time.